Hello, everybody. Welcome to Co-op of Crime. Hi, BC. How are ya? Today I have with me. Hey, wait.
What's the matter?
Can you? Am I showing up? Because when I go back to YouTube, oh, there we go. Sorry, got a delay going on, and I was.
You're fine. Hi, BC. Hi, Sherry.
Thanks, PJ. Okay, so welcome to Kaleidoscope of Crime. Sorry, been a long time since I did this. Let's try this all over again. Hi, BC. Hi, Grandma Sherry. Thank you for being here. Today I have with me my friend PJ from Lighting the Way Home from the Vanished.
Hi, everybody.
You both know her from. And thank you to her for bringing you guys over, and thanks, ladies, for coming. So, as you both know, and hopefully most people watching will know, PJ and I have been covering Highway of Tears cases. See on her channel. I think we've done 3 or 4 episodes. Is it 3 or 4, PJ?
I believe 4.
Okay. And you did that. So you've done 5 episodes and we've done 4 together. So we're just continuing that coverage, and we're going to do it on my channel this time, which might be a mistake because I seem to have completely forgotten what I'm doing. But I hope everyone will be patient. And also, we seem to be experiencing some in and out. So let us know if it gets bad. Hi, Grizz. Thanks for being here. So today we wanted to talk about Ramona Wilson and oh boy, I forgot what I was doing here. Sorry.
You're fine. Don't worry.
Ramona Wilson, Roxanne Thiarra, and Alishia Germaine. Sorry, I was gonna go find. Here we go. And PJ, how do I share screen again?
Go down to the
Oh, the present button?
Yeah, it says present now. They changed it. Hi, KO. Hi, BC. Hi, Grandma Sherry. Hi, Chris.
I got it. You're gonna watch me fumble around for a minute here. So Ramona Wilson, can everybody see that? And how? Yeah, okay, I'm looking at it. I'm not gonna know if anyone answers me. So we have the murder of Ramona Wilson. She was 16 years old when she went in 1994. Now, all 3 girls that we're talking about today, the reason I wanted to talk about them together is because they all went missing around time and in the same area, and they've often been linked in a lot of the coverage that I was looking at. So I just thought we'd tell their stories together. So this is what she looks like. Very pretty young lady. I might have to rely on you to manage the chat there, PJ.
I am.
Thank you. So she went missing on April 9th, 1995. It was grad weekend. No, wait. Is that right? No, I'm getting them mixed up. I'm sorry. Oh boy. Do you remember, PJ, which one it was that went missing on grad weekend?
That was. Let me pull it up.
I think it was Ramona.
Hold on. I'm just scanning through real quick. So sorry.
Yes, it was.
Alishia Germaine.
But it seems grad would have been in April.
Yeah.
That's what threw me off.
You would think so.
Okay, so it was grad weekend, and Mom remembers her running around the house, singing and dancing and having a good time and getting ready to go out to celebrate graduation and attend a bunch of parties, and that she was going to go to a dance in town, I believe Hazelton. And, she's a responsible 16-year-old girl just out to celebrate graduation with friends. Mom thought nothing of it, and she went out about 9:40 at night, and nobody ever saw her after that. She was supposed to meet her best friend Katrina in Hazelton for a dance, sorry. And she never showed up, but because her boyfriend lived in a small town in the two places, her friend just assumed, oh, maybe she stopped there and decided to hang out with him. Maybe she went to other grad parties. So she thought nothing of it when Ramona didn't show up for the party, and until Ramona didn't show up to school or work the following Monday. She worked at a local Smitty's restaurant. She was a really reliable, responsible employee. She was not a heavy drinker or partier. She was just a really just on track kid, being a normal teenager out to have a good time on the weekend like anyone else would be. And she just appeared. She was the youngest of 6 kids, and because some of her brothers had gotten into trouble with the law when her mom reported her missing, they just kind of dismissed it as, oh, just another one of her kids that's not very responsible and is off getting into trouble, and she'll be back. So they brushed her off, which is just because Ramona, she wanted to be a psychologist. She was a good student. She was a really responsible girl, happy, fun-loving, not a troublemaker at all. And I think it's really important when these things happen to really take into consideration a person's character and really listen to the friends and the family. It might not have made a difference, but it might have. She was just such a good kid. Anyway, so She went missing in April, and eventually the police started looking for her. There were some searches. Her mom immediately was, and the community was wonderful. They rallied around her really good. They all put posters up. They did what they could to get the awareness out there. But of course, it's before social media, so you don't have Facebook posts and stuff like that. But they did their best to search for her and put up posters. And then in January, there was an anonymous call to the police from somebody telling them where her body was. And when they went to search there, they didn't find it. And that was behind the Smithers Airport, which wasn't really very far from her house. So the speculation is that she was hitchhiking to Hazelton, and someone picked her up and had bad intentions. There's been no cause of death released in her case, which may be due to the deposition because she was there through an entire winter. I believe was April to January, so yes, she was. And yeah, that's about all there is about her. Is Ramona Wilson. She went, I'm gonna pull her picture up again here.
Yeah, and then she went, hold on one second. I was reading something. Yeah, her family does put a lot of like good things out there, like, and they also talk about her sister Matilda. I guess they were very close as well. That they spent a lot of time.
Yeah,
together.
she was real close with her mother, and I think with her sister Brenda.
Oh, am I confusing the names? Oh, okay.
Okay, where did it
Matilda
go
is
now?
her mother's name. I apologize. And Brenda is her sister's name.
Okay, I tried to share her picture again, but it didn't work.
Oh.
Yeah, Matilda's the mom, and then Brenda is the sister, and they organize every year, even through COVID. They have organized the Ramona Wilson Memorial Walk, which is to raise awareness for all of the women and girls who have gone missing on the Highway of Tears.
Oh, that's awesome.
And they speak so highly of her, and they just speak so eloquently to what Indigenous women and girls are experiencing and the poverty that they're facing, and just trying to raise awareness for finding these women and girls, and bringing murderers to justice.
Yeah, because her mom makes this little thing that I pulled up that her mom's little thing that she said to the news was she used to jump in my bed because she had a nightmare or something, and then we talk into the night. She said, remembering her popular phrase, "Oh, Ramona, you have to go to school now because it's school tomorrow." The Gibson teenager had the 5 siblings, as she said, and her mom called her sweetheart baby because she was born on after Valentine's Day. Her birthday was close to Valentine's Day, so that's what she called her. And I guess when she had bad dreams and stuff, they slept in the same.
And also because Ramona had struggled to, I mean, sorry, delay.
Oh, it's okay.
Also, Matilda, she'd had her 5 kids in a prior relationship, and her partner passed away, and then she was in a new relationship, a healthy, stable relationship, and wanted to have more kids, but she really struggled to conceive, and it took a long time for her to have Ramona. So that's probably, sorry, Rona. So that's probably the reason that she called her heart baby as well. She was very much a wanted child and very much a child, that was really struggled for.
Yeah, I thought that was cute.
Yeah, yeah. And so the information, if anybody has any information about Ramona, they are to contact the Smithers RCMP 250-847-3233. And then I also found this little poem in one article that Ramona wrote. I'm not sure if it's just an excerpt or if it's the whole poem. It's really short, so I'm just going to read it really, if that's okay.
Go ahead.
As I look out into the bright blue sky, this chilly autumn day, there's no way to repay for the lovely sights to heart's content that he has let me see, for joys and laughter that I've lived and the love that he gave me. That was the only piece of Ramona's poetry that I could find. Apparently, she wrote a lot of poetry. So I just thought I'd share that. A little insight into her heart and her love of a higher power and nature and just her joy in life.
Yeah, she seemed like she loved life and, her family and everything.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounded like she was a really wanted young lady and she just really loved life and was really on the right track. So it's really sad that this happened to her and her family. And my heart goes out to them. And then the next person to go missing. So Ramona had gone missing in April of 1994. And then in June of 94, so only 2 months later, in okay, where was she living at the time?
She was living at
Uh-oh. She was in Prince George on the streets, right? But where was her? Okay. We'll just go through her life and then we'll get to that eventually.
Okay.
So she was born in Manitoba, and when she was really little, she was, she was from a very challenging family, I guess you could say. And so she was placed into foster care, into the care of a lady by the name of Thiarra. And eventually they would move to Quesnel, and Mildred would become Roxanne's legal guardian, but she never her. Um, but she basically raised her entire life in Quesnel, BC. Um, but unfortunately, because I believe she was around 3 years old when she went to live with Mildred, but because of the struggles that she had before going to Mildred, the challenging life, she ended up uh, getting a little unruly and getting into trouble. And I'm not sure what happened, but she ended up being incarcerated in a youth detention center for a short period of time. And before she went in there, she was a shy, quiet, introverted young lady. But being in there really toughened her up, and forced her to be a lot tougher than she was, and it was really hard for her, and she ended up gravitating to the wrong people and eventually started experimenting with drugs, which is really sad. So when she came out, she was really struggling and having a hard time, and she started running to Prince George, and she ended up eventually living on the streets and really struggling with her addiction. But in June 94, she had come home to Mildred's place to visit with her family. And even while she was in Prince George, she still kept in touch with them as much as she could. And and so it was unusual for her to not be in touch with them. And she went back home for a couple of days on June 27th or the 28th to visit with her family and see how they're doing and jazz. And they really strongly encouraged her to seek treatment. And by this time, I guess she had seen enough bad stuff on the streets that she agreed to it. And her mother an appointment with a treatment facility that she was going to go to. But unfortunately, that was the last time they ever saw her. One sighting I found said that she was by a friend of hers in Prince George leaving with a John. She walked around the corner of a building and was never seen again. That was the main sighting that I see right around that time. And then I see two different dates across the reporting for when she was reporting, July 5th or 11th, either one. On can, but at the same time, yeah, no, okay, I get it, yeah. So either July 5th or August 11th, she was reported missing. And then on August 17th was when her body was found off of Highway 16 near Burns Lake. It was 3 hours away, so obviously she had gotten into a vehicle at some point, possibly hitchhiking, or possibly a John. Again, the cause of death was not released, so we don't know what happened after that. And Mildred passed away in 2004 without ever knowing what happened to Roxanne. And that's all there is. Because Mildred was only a guardian and not. Pardon?
Oh no, you can finish after you.
Well,
after you talk about that, I was going to say like a few quotes that I believe and Hunter had said. So after you do that, I'll do that.
Sure. So Mildred had not a dog, Roxanne, and for that reason, Roxanne's dad had tried to bring her back to Manitoba to be buried, but him and Mildred got into a battle, and eventually Mildred won the battle and was able to lay Roxanne to rest in British Columbia in December of 1904. So I guess it wasn't really that long. It was from August to December that battle went on, but still, to have to fight to bury your daughter, kind of sad. And now you can go ahead.
Okay. Sorry, I was looking at something. I was manning the chat and looking at something at the same time. So I got a little distracted. All right. So the quotes.
Yes, I wanted to say hi to Princess and Cold Truth. I see they came in.
Yeah, they did. Um, so the quotes that aren't said, well, the mother of Leisha Germaine made this quote. It's in an article with that I was reading. She got a little taste of freedom and she got in with the wrong crowd. I didn't know what the solution was to get her off the streets. I tried, but I didn't know how to help her. And then another quote from Connie Menton, aunt of Alicia Germaine. She had potential. We all make mistakes, but it didn't mean that mistake would be carried into her adult years. So those were the two quotes that I found in an article. So, but it really stinks that like her mom did, well, her guardian slash mom, adopted mom, whatever you want to call her, did pass away. Before like things were solved. You still there?
Sorry, God, I was muted.
Oh no, you're fine.
Can you?
I can hear you now.
So, as I was trying to say, I think it's really sad that there wasn't more resources there for Mildred to be able how to help Roxanne. Did I lose you? Oh, you muted now. Okay.
Oh, I didn't want any interference to come in case there was
And now I don't
background
know
noise.
what to say.
Oh no, you're fine. I just didn't want
Oh,
any
okay.
background noise to come in while you were talking.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I wish there was more resources for her because
And the information, yeah, and Roxanne wanted to be a fashion designer. Could you imagine what that would have like, what she could have contributed to the world if she'd been able to do that?
right? She probably was really creative. Because I know a lot of people that like end up in addiction or like have, that type of life and things like that have a huge, amazing creativity.
Exactly. And they all have everyone has potential and she was so young. She had so much time left in her life to be able to find her feet under her, and I think she had a good foundation with Matilda that she could have done that. And it's really sad she lost the opportunity.
So true.
So the contact information for Roxanne Thiarra is Prince George RCMP 250-501-3330, or like all cases in BC, the BC Crime Stoppers 1-800-888-8477. And I'm sorry I'm not sharing photos and stuff. I'm really struggling with that share screen thing. I'm going to have to practice that before I come on again. And then final case today is Alishia Germaine. I didn't find a lot about Alishia. But we'll talk about her nonetheless. She's just as important as anybody
I
else,
put something
and
so
she
that
really is. She disappeared. Pardon?
I put a picture if you want to try sharing that.
What's that? Sorry, I didn't hear you. Oh, is that what's down in the bottom here?
Yes.
There we go. Perfect. Thank you. So this is Alishia Germaine. She was 15, which I don't know if I said that, but Roxanne was too. And she was actually a friend of Roxanne's. They knew each other from being on the streets in Prince George at the same time. Her parents divorced when she was 12, and she was a foster child. So she had a lot of probably trauma and a lot of pain going through her childhood. And as a result, she ended up turning to drugs and sex work, survival sex work, and living on the streets in Prince George. I don't know her tribal information, unfortunately. Um, but she was really trying hard to get herself straightened out. She had actually stopped prostituting or doing the sex work. I'm not sure what the proper, sorry if I got that wrong. Anyway, stopped doing the survival sex work just a couple of weeks before she disappeared. And it was Christmas time, so on December 9th, she attended a Christmas party at the Native Friendship Center that were homeless teens. And so she was there, having a good time with everybody, singing and dancing and eating dinner and just celebrating the Christmas season. And she talked to volunteers and said, I'm going to go off with my cousin for a little bit, but I want to come back and I still would like to have a gift. Mind setting one aside? And the volunteer said, sure, no problem. Set a couple of gifts aside for Alishia, and Alishia never came. And this was in Prince George on December 9th. Later that night, her body was found around 11:15 by 3 teenage boys behind the Haldy Road School. She was found fully clothed. There was no SA done to her, but she had been stabbed. And they may have found female DNA at the scene. I couldn't find any details about that. And they do have a male suspect who they have not named. And after she was found was when they brought in profilers, and they linked the 3 cases we've just talked about today, and said that they could be connected and could be a real killer. And this led to the starting of the EPANA investigation, which we've talked about on PJ's channel. Oh, excuse me, sorry. Should we go over EPANA again, PJ, or?
I just want to make one comment, because in this article with what you said about the female DNA, they are still looking for female DNA according to this article. And this article was written. Oh, it doesn't say when it was written. Darn it.
Oh.
But they are still looking for female DNA according to this article, because it was found at the crime scene, but they have not able to make any matches so far. And also, like you said,
okay. Yeah, that might be what I was, because all I wrote was female DNA found ? That probably wasn't enough.
Right. Oh no, I'm just saying. They are still looking. I wanted to verify. They are still looking for it, which is interesting. And you might want to. You can explain Ipana.
But yet they say they have an unnamed male suspect.
Right, that's what's weird because what's the female DNA? Is that somebody
So
that was there as well, or is it? And they released a sketch, I guess, of a potential suspect as well, but no leads. So it's a
were you
confusing
able to
situation.
find that sketch? I couldn't.
No,
Yeah, it is.
it's nowhere on the internet. So
Yeah, I couldn't find it either. So EPANA was started in 1995 following these three cases to look into missing and murdered women's cases along Highway 16. They did with 9 cases. They later expanded to include 18 more. And they also cover 2 more highways. Now I know one is Highway 97, but I don't know I can't remember what the other highway was for the Highway of Tears case. EPANA investigation. And they have 3 criteria, 4 cases to be included on their list, which they now have 18 cases on their list. Basically, if you disappeared or were murdered anywhere near one of those 3 highways, or you're engaging in any sort of high-risk activities such as hiking, sex work, or you're basically a vulnerable person, so then that might get you on the list. But I can't remember the third criteria. Can you remember, PJ? I'm just going off the top of my head.
the criteria. No.
Yeah, there was the high risk, and if it had, pardon?
The criteria on what you're considered to like fall under for the APANA, are you talking about?
Yeah.
Trying to see if it says it. I know it was like high risk or possible, like you're saying, the sex workers or runaways or like drug addicts, things like that. Hitchhiker.
Yeah.
It says right here the cases that were being included in the project now ranged in date from 1969 to 2006. The specifications also evolved. This meant victims had to be female and either be involved in hitchhiking or high risk behavior and last seen on their body found within a mile or so from 3 BC highways: Highway 16, Highway 97, and Highway 5. So that's interesting. So I guess you have to be part of those found on those 3 highways as well.
Yeah. I need to learn how to be able to find things on my computer while I'm doing all this.
Oh, I just got used to it when I was doing.
Sorry about that.
No, you're fine. You're fine. You haven't been going live in a long time, so you got to get back into the routine of things, which it'll come back
Been
to you.
over a year, I think,
Well, it's about time you come back
and I
on.
only did it a couple times. Yep, gotta keep it up, and then I'll get better.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
So does anyone have anything that they would like to comment or talk about?
Oh, my Lanta. I was reading Sherry's comment. I'm sorry, Sherry.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Grandma. It's so sad.
Yeah. No, I just
Well, we love you and we're glad that you're part of our family, Grandma,
right.
because it does feel like you are part of our crime family.
Yes, definitely. Everybody's grandma. We have
Yep.
covered quite a few cases. We're gonna have to like see who's left for the next one. We'll probably come back onto yours. Get you back. Oh, Sherry's like, I'm old. It happens. We'll come back onto
Yeah, well,
your
even if we want to do like alternating,
yeah. True.
well, we can do like alternating 1 week on yours and 1 week on mine or whatever works out.
I just feel bad because before I forgot. I don't know why, but I was forgetting to go back and forth. Before I don't know. I was in my own little world, school and everything, and doing
That's
YouTube.
okay.
It happens, but definitely, yeah.
Thank you
Because
for sticking it out with me and my learning curve here. Thank you, ever and PJ. Thank you for all your help. You've really been very helpful.
as well
Oh,
because you are
I
very
just pulled my
knowledgeable.
mic on me.
Oh, you're fine. You're very knowledgeable and stuff,
I hope
and
that didn't make a loud noise.
not too loud. It kind of sounded like thunder a little bit. It's okay.
Thank you. Oh, okay. I pulled the mic down right in my mouth.
It's okay. No, I think that's pretty much it tonight. It's been a little bit of a day today. I don't know if anybody in the chat has any questions or anything. Um, there are a lot of cases. There was 18 individuals that went missing and murdered, and there actually is coming up that there's more. I don't know today. Maybe gradually one day we'll get to all of them, but like there's a lot of cases, a lot of serial
That is
killers.
a long list.
Yes. Thank you, BC, for coming, and thank you guys for being patient.
Yes, there was like 3 serial killers at least that we know of.
Yeah. And then that young serial killer, I wanted to get into that. So we have a lot to cover.
Yes, thank you, Grandma and Kyle and BC. You guys are wonderful. I know I see you guys a lot in the chat, and it just feels like I'm with friends right now. So thank you for being here, all of
Yes.
you, and anyone else that's watching.
Yeah, so we'll just
And
Tuesdays, right? Tuesday's a good day to do this.
go ahead, PJ.
Oh, I said, sorry for interrupting. I know we have a little bit of a lag tonight, but Tuesdays
Oh, you're fine.
seems like
So
a
we,
good day, right?
yeah, I have booked it off at my job, but I might have a second job, so we'll see what
Okay.
happens there. But either way, I'll be good about it too. So yeah, I have booked off Tuesdays so that I can do this every Tuesday, hopefully.
Mhm.
Hopefully that works for all of you guys. And
Yeah.
it was good to see everybody, and we'll see you all next week.
Yes, and everybody have a good
Now,
night,
how
and
do I
thank you for having me on your
again?
channel. You guys have a good night. Good night, Tanya. I'll see you next time. Bye,
Good night.
guys.
Now, how do I shut it down again?
You can go to end broadcast.
How do I stop it again?
You go to end broadcast
Where's that?
in the right corner.
Oh, oh my.
You
right-hand corner is the orange button. Okay, bye everybody.